Welcome back to another episode of the Jackie Service Show. Today, I want to talk about my passion and my love for women who run and lead businesses. It's no surprise that I'm a woman who runs a business, but the story of how I got here, coming from a very masculine lineage, coming from a place where I thought I had to show up in a more masculine dominated way, head down, work harder, grind, clock in, clock out, productivity, be one of the best. There was a lot of energy of doing in my past life. I've loved witnessing and being surrounded by women who are challenging that philosophy in that is the only way you can be successful running a business. Over the next couple of months, I'm going to have some of the most incredible female business owners on the podcast. These are the women that I aspire to be like. They're the women that inspire me daily. And they're the women that have shown me and led me to realize that there is a different way to do business. And that as women, we have a deep gifting that we can pull to the forefront and can help us not just be profitable in business, but also take that into life as well and create meaningful life and relationships that really matter. One of the things that I have shared in my experience is I left corporate America around the time that I became pregnant with twins. Birthing babies and birthing twins was one of the most feminine energies I could step into. It really shifted me into a place of feeling and being on a day-to-day basis versus doing all the time. When you're pregnant, you're forced to slow down. You're forced to pause at times. You're forced to listen to your body in a different way because it's not just about you. You're raising a human, in my case, humans in your body, and you need to be really tapped into that, tapped into the energy of that, tapped into the feelings that show up. And it was interesting because I started my business on the heels of birthing babies. So I talk a lot about to my team, like, hey, I birthed my babies and my business at the same time. And a big piece of that, I genuinely believe, is because I was able to slow down, to find power in pause moments, to reconnect with who I am, and therefore open up this energy of creativity that I had been stifling for a long time in the do, more type of tendencies. That transition of stepping into a more, we'll call it feminine way, was at the core of when I started my business. One of my deepest beliefs as a mother and as a business owner is that the reason I get up, one of my biggest whys and visions I have for my life, when I get up and run my business on a day-to-day basis, I am not just doing it for me, I'm also doing it for us as a family and for my children. You see, showing them that mom has big dreams and that mom is willing to take the actions against those big dreams has allowed us to have a different dialogue in our internal family system. Now it's not, oh, hey, mom's just going on another work trip. Now it's, hey, mom's living out her big dream because she's speaking on that stage. And we can have a deep dialogue around the importance of why I do what I do and how I can integrate that and share that with my family as well. So showing my girls what success can look like through a different paradigm I'm hopeful will support them in realizing that they don't just need to dream big, but they can also take those actions needed in order to live a big life and achieve those dreams as well. Back to some of the women that I have gained so much perspective from. You see, even when I started my business, I had this philosophy that business had to look a certain way. It had to be hard. It had to be grueling. We had to run a lot of hours in a day to be successful, to make a lot of money. And as I started to witness all these other women and the successes they were having, doing it from a different paradigm, once I saw it firsthand from lived experience, it allowed me to stop, reflect, and iterate how I showed up in my day-to-day as well. Because if you're anything like me, oh my gosh, there's been so many times where I get back into that habitual pattern of head down, grind, because that's the way that I was quote unquote raised in business. That's how we got things done. That's how we achieved results. So to be very intentional about adding some feminine energy into this business I'm creating has been something at the forefront for me for the last 3 or 4 years. Now that I have surrounded myself with other women who are creating businesses differently, women who are choosing when they want to work, where they want to work, how they want to work, with who they want to work. Think about that. These are women who are saying, no, I'm not working from 9 till 5 every day. I'm choosing my core hours are 11 till 4. That's the time I'm going to be on calls. I may do things on a weekend. I may pop on in the morning, but that's my time to make those choices. I'm going to build the business around my life and around the lifestyle I want to have versus the opposite. Try to fit your life around your business. When we do that, when we find alignment and integrate all of who we are and really cultivate space for when am I best gifted? When are the times that I feel most aligned? Inclusive of different cycles in our month. When do I feel heightened energy? When do I need to go and retreat a little bit and be a bit quieter? How can I build my business around some of these cycles as women that we have in order to really tune into the right energy that I want to put out there in the world? So finding ways to integrate feminine flow has been a big part of the cultivating the team and the success that we are having right now. Some specifics that I would say that we are doing that past versions of myself would not. For myself personally, I do not jump on calls until 11 a.m. Why? Because I have family time in the morning, take the kids to school. I have cultivated time for self-care. I'll do a yoga class, a workout class, a cold plunge, and take care of me first. Once I'm taken care of, now I can step into taking care of others, clients, my team, in order to show up as the best version of myself. My weeks are flowed with not just back to back to back meetings, which was a past version of myself. My weeks now have cultivated space between every meeting. Victoria, who's an incredible human on our team, helps me run my calendar and keep me organized. She knows not to run back-to-back meetings. She will put 15-minute gaps between my meetings so that I have space to ground my energy post a meeting and step back into a new energy as I'm going on to maybe a different style call. I've even grouped styles of calls. So I'm not bouncing around from client conversations, sales conversations, podcasting conversations in one day. I'm very specific on the type of energy I have through the week, how I flow best in the week. And we've mirrored that to the days of the week that I'm doing certain tasks within the business. So including how I flow through my day, putting space in my calendar so that I have free space during the day is a big piece of the changes that I've made from a overachieving perfectionist do energy to a how can I set up my days for the best success so that they fit within my paradigm of energy. And when you're listening to this, there's a balance between masculine and feminine energies always. And I have a balance of that. In fact, as a human design, I'm a manifesting generator. Manifesting generator means I can do with the best of them. I can go have a ton of output when it comes to work, productivity, efficiency, results. I can grind with the best of them and get that work done. And I also need space in my days, in my weeks, in my months to come back from that energy, to find space to cultivate the manifestation side of who I am, which is my creativity, my intuition, being able to hold space for whatever magic needs to come in. So we've literally mapped the weeks out for that. There's not one shoe fits all when it comes to the business models that are going to make you most successful. When I think about the women that I'm inspired by daily, the things that I see them do time and time again are continuously shift to find the alignment that's best suited for them. Constantly looking at, did that feel good? Not what did I achieve? Did that feel good? Did my week feel good? Did that meeting feel good? Do I want more clients like that? How does that client feeling? There's a lot of energy around how does this actually make me feel versus what was the outcome or the output of what was the result, if you will, of that action. This has been incredibly important for me from a sustainability standpoint. It's also something that I think women for so long were almost stifled from. I think women in business have one of their greatest gifts is their intuition. Their intuition talks to them day in and day out. Are we tapping into that in business? Is this something that we celebrate as leaders? Are we asking questions to foster intuitive thought? I will tell you the women that I, again, see day to day that I just feel so inspired by, they are guided by intuition. They get things done. They have big results. They're creating massive businesses, and they're not doing it floating around. They're doing it because they're listening to their intuition. They're being honest with themselves. They're creating their work schedules in a way that feels most aligned for them. Not because somebody gave us a template that said, this is the way that you need to work. They chose differently, and they went within first to create the external success. One of the things that I have stepped into this year is investing in businesses. Now that we are in a position within our business to have seen some success, it has allowed me the financial freedom to take resources and invest them into businesses that feel aligned to who I am, what I believe in life from a purpose standpoint, and businesses that I just believe so wholeheartedly in because of the woman who is leading that business. And so this year I invested dollars into Bridget Mallinson's business called Gut Personal, a supplement health company, all things around gut health, which for me has been a personal journey I've been on. Since birthing my babies, I have been down a deep health journey of hormone health and gut health and physical weight and all of the good stuff, which is another episode we will absolutely dive into. When I heard about the opportunity to invest in Gut Personal, the products itself were very interesting to me because of my own personal journey and how they had supported my personal journey. But beyond that, one of the reasons I invested in Gut Personal was because of the leader, was because of the founder. I watched firsthand this woman make decisions with her intuition, how she built her team, how she thought about business, how she really broke through limiting beliefs, her perspective. And at the core of it, it was that reason why I invested in the business. Because I trusted, regardless of all the other external factors that could show up that might create quote unquote risk, that at the core of it, when you find a woman who trusts her intuition and leads with her intuition, she's going to be successful regardless of how all the other external things show up. So this episode is really an opportunity for me to share something I love, which is watching women thrive in business. I am your if you are a woman in business and we have not met yet, please reach out to me. One of the things I love to do more than anything is just cheer you on, be your cheerleader, be a connector. If somebody in my network can support you or you can support somebody in my network, really facilitating that connection is something I love to do. It's also a permission slip. Ladies, if you are a female owner of a business and you are feeling stifled by a very rigid way of what you've been told business always needs to look like, I'm here to give you a permission slip to say, you can create business any way you want to. And a permission slip to say, instead of looking externally for the answers, slow down and go inward. Because as a woman, one of our greatest gifting is intuition. And how can we leverage intuition to lead? I'll leave you with that thought. At Jackie Service on Instagram, if you want to hang out, JackieService.com is our website. Hit us up. But if you want to have a conversation, if you're a woman in business looking for other women in business and how we are all doing it differently, then reach out and stay tuned. I have a series of epic women in business who are doing it differently you're going to hear from in the coming months. With love, I so appreciate you tuning in once again. We'll see you next time on the Jackie Service Show.